Thank you, thank you. I will not be reading the 1,000 word sentence today. I could if you want. So Death or Quarter is the story of a bare-knuckle fighter that's pretty much as much about fighting as the Odyssey is about sailing. And this is an interaction that he has with an underage escort. This girl, Holly Chen, reminds me of Alonzo's sister. She's pretty as hell with a soft, wide mouth that laughs at everything. When she thinks I'm not looking, she tugs at her shimmery dress to keep the low cut low. The fact that she's Chinese instead of Italian makes no difference. Similar pouty lips, sultry dark eyes with a dab of bronze at each inside corner, a ready smile filled with crisp white teeth. Alonzo would come after me with a baseball bat if he heard I compared his sister to an LA hooker. He'd also come after me with a baseball bat if he knew I used to make it with the sister in the back of their pop's town car. Hell, there's a lot of reasons for Alonzo to come after me with a bat, but that's another story. Alonzo's long dead. The survival rate of a street-level mafioso is even worse than for a death circuit bare-knuckle fighter, especially if there's a war on. And there's always a war on in the streets, only no one ever cares about it as long as the civilians don't die, in part because the feds are always involved in their own much more public wars. I nod and smile, half listening to Holly's story. I've had attention problems my whole life, which drove my parents and teachers nuts, and nearly got me in trouble with Don Alberto on a number of occasions. I have the hardest damn time focusing on anything for very long, especially the drone of someone talking. My mind just wanders, except when I'm fighting. I left Beijing again when I was almost 16, she says, tapping her steak knife on the tablecloth. I blink and refocus on this girl, Holly Chen, the one I approached after the fight, after my shower. Not the blonde girl who half stood expectantly. Sit down, I told the blonde, not you. I turned to the exotic-looking girl next to her, far prettier but in a quieter way. How long have they paid you for, I asked, and sat down on the bench. 4 hours, she said, glancing at her watch. 20 minutes from now. Come with me, we're leaving. I bet I can get you to give me a freebie. No way, never. She sidled up and brushed an imaginary bit of lint from my shoulder. You're cute, she smiled and shook her head, but never. Okay, forget it, I'm starved. Let's just go grab a bite to eat. Old-fashioned style, where I drop you off in a cab afterward, on me. I clear my throat. Beijing, alone? No family? No, she smiles proudly. All on my own again. How's your porterhouse, I ask, nodding at her plate. So good, she murmurs, closing her eyes. I lift my wine glass and sip from it, staring at her over the rim. Her chest sparkles under the chandelier, subtle glitter of whatever lotion she put on pulling me in toward the soft hollow with each chance flash. I can't believe she sent you to timeout in Beijing. Yeah, she chirps indignantly and glances at her lap. She flicks her hair back, slicing off another thin strip of tenderloin. Your mom just sent you there? Fucking piss her. Surprise, welcome to Beijing. You stay, I'm leaving. Yeah, I couldn't behave in California. Go to China, learn lesson. And you came back all better, she thought? Of course, look at me now. I got hella cash. She leans back and smirks. I'm a rich Chinese, the good life, and no thanks to her. I could pick up this tab and it wouldn't be such a big thing. And all cash, economically independent and tax-free. Reagan would be proud, right? I sit back and cross my arms. Maybe I should just let you pick up the check then. And then, I swear, she bats her eyelashes at me, like the movies. Gorgeous, sweeping eyelashes with just the right amount of sparkle. You cannot imagine the things I would do to you, I say, spearing a square of fillet on my knife and chomping it with a grin. She sits up ramrod straight and pulls her shoulders back, smiling at the edge of her mouth. I've heard that one before, she says coyly, cocking an eyebrow. Like what, for example, she adds, reapplying lip gloss. A magician never reveals his secrets. I wouldn't want you to get too excited. Shh, whatever, she says, looking at her steak and carving off another piece. I chew a bite. Chew, chew. You know you're supposed to chew 100 times, right? To make sure you don't choke? That little bromide was pounded into me as a kid to keep me from talking at the table. Helps as a time delay, too. And then I soften the blow. Hush, no pouting. I reach across and tap her lips gently. You said no freebies anyway. I don't pay for sex. So here we are, charming friends having a nice meal, eh? She smiles expectantly. I wink and take another bite of steak. Her shoulders settle as she laughs, resting a hand on the table comfortably, squeezing my knee with the other. I'm in, past the hard edges. Silvery edges worth polishing, to be sure, but edges nonetheless. I'm into the soft inner folds, neatly nuzzled against the pearl within. Now I get to enjoy myself. Thank you.